Morning and happy Friday, November 16th, 2018. That's right, TGIF kids. You're watching the Daily Mix TV by hillSTORY Marketing. Hi, my name is Sean Patrick Hillman. Wow, yesterday's storm in the New York, New Jersey tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state area was a nightmare. Normally, we stay out of politics on the Daily Mix TV for a reason, but I have to bring this up because it does affect business and marketing. So remember, when we talk about politics, it's got to have a lot of reasons why we're discussing it. And in this case, it really is about how it affects business and what happened yesterday. So as an example, again, this is not about Republicans. It's not about Democrats. It is, in fact, about Americans. The problem I'm having right now is that we no longer hold our elected officials accountable for anything anymore. So I'm going to use yesterday's 4 to 6 inch snowstorm in the tri-state area as an example. The storm had some very unexpected components to it, including higher than predicted accumulations. Now, sadly, the entire tri-state area was just not prepared for what really amounted to a routine storm in terms of those accumulations. It wasn't a nor'easter. It wasn't a blizzard. It wasn't 3 feet of snow. We're talking 4 to 6 inches, 4 to 8 in certain regions. The problem I have with this is that we're all human and we all make mistakes. But it is paramount right now for our elected officials to admit those mistakes, apologize if they've done something wrong, take that accountability, learn, and assure people that you've learned from those experiences so you won't make the same mistake next time. Now, unfortunately, in an as-usual routine, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio blamed everything except for himself and his administration for the incredible amateur hour response that took place yesterday. I mean, the city was completely locked up, gridlocked like you wouldn't believe. Mass transit was a nightmare. However, interestingly enough, in the state of New Jersey, and I am not a fan of Phil Murphy, but Governor Phil Murphy took responsibility. He apologized for what happened. His commissioner came up, did a major mea culpa, and said, listen, we made a lot of mistakes. We're going to learn from those mistakes so this kind of thing doesn't happen again. So I have tremendous respect for Murphy for doing that. I have very little respect for de Blasio because all it was about was, he tried to blame the shutdown of the GWB for having a domino effect across the city. For those who aren't in the city, GWB is the George Washington Bridge. Having a domino effect across the city, which actually is completely untrue. He's trying to drive a narrative to get away from taking accountability so people aren't mad at him. But he hasn't learned his lesson yet because people see right through that and they do get mad at him, but nothing ever happens because of it. So let me use this point as an example. Because of de Blasio's mistakes, it actually cost the city roughly $100 million in loss of income, productivity, and losses. So what do I mean by that? So lack of productivity, meaning no sales. Restaurant reservations were canceled. Hotel reservations were canceled. The city was completely locked up. People couldn't get around. They couldn't spend money. Then you've got personal losses like cab fare that's 2 to 3, 4 times what you normally pay on a commute, those kinds of things. So an apology and an assurance that lessons will be learned go a long way in situations like this. However, my fellow New Yorkers are not the same as when I was a child, when we would not have allowed an elected official to get away with such nonsense. After all, do we remember Mayor Lindsay? My, how soft New York City has truly become. Toy maker Hasbro may need to find a safe space from the Millennials it has offended with their latest edition of Monopoly, called Monopoly for Millennials. According to Pew Research, this game targets people born between about 1981-82 and 1996. So the game's tagline reads, quote, "Forget real estate, you can't afford it anyway." On the box, Millennials' traditional mascot, which is Rich Uncle Pennybags, sports earbuds and sunglasses. He's holding a cup of coffee. He wears a gold participation medal while taking a selfie on a smartphone. Now, traditional game pieces are being swapped out for crying emojis and hashtags. So in other words, this ain't your daddy's Monopoly game, kids. They are literally taking every generalization of the millennial and pumping it up on steroids. It's really funny, to be honest with you. And needless to say, this sent the overly sensitive generation into a tailspin. I mean, some of the reactions on social are the ugliest I have ever seen. One Twitter user even pointed out that the board has fewer spaces than a normal Monopoly game board, quote, presumably because millennials are too lazy for a full game of Monopoly. Now, look, to their credit, Hasbro is standing by their product. According to a story in People magazine, the company made the following statement, quote, we created Monopoly for millennials to provide fans with a lighthearted game that allows millennials to take a break from real life and laugh at the relatable experiences and labels that can sometimes be placed on them. With many of us being millennials ourselves, we understand the seemingly endless struggles and silly generalizations that young millennials can face, parenthesis, and we can't even, end parenthesis. Whether you are a lifestyle vlogger, emoji lover, or you make your, quote, side hustle selling vegan candles, Monopoly for Millennials is for you. Look, Monopoly for Millennials is available at Walmart nationwide for $19.82. Yes, as in the year the millennial generation began. Kudos to Hasbro. Very funny, very smart move. Certainly you're getting a lot of noise out of this, which is viable and valuable to a brand. I just hope this doesn't end up backfiring on them going into the holiday season. I see a lot of gag gifts in people's futures. On Tuesday, Petco's new CEO, Ron Coughlin, he took one hell of a major step in the fight to make pets healthier. He announced that Petco will no longer carry food or treats that contain artificial ingredients. Quote, since joining Petco as CEO earlier this year, I've seen firsthand just how special the bond between people and pets can be. Here at Petco, pets are unquestionably part of our families. If you're reading this letter, chances are you agree. My 10-year-old lab, Yummy, is 75 pounds of pure love, and I would do just about anything to keep him healthy, happy, and by my side, tail wagging, for as long as possible. I'm proud to lead a company that's been putting pets first for more than 50 years. And when you love pets as much as we do, you always want to do more, to be better. That's why we're introducing new standards for nutrition at Petco. Today, we're making a commitment to not sell dog or cat food and treats with artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives, making us the first and only major retailer of pet food to take a stand against such ingredients. We'll start removing products that don't meet our new standards in January 2019 and complete the process by May. We're raising the bar and stepping out ahead of the industry, not because it's an easy thing to do, but because we believe it's the right thing to do. Our goal is better health and wellness for the pets we all love. And setting new standards for nutrition is just the beginning. Because at the end of the day, we believe if it's good for our pets, it's good for us. Look, this is a brilliant move for Petco and an incredible step forward for our forever friends. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, please remember, the charity that my wife Kylie and I co-founded, Rock 'em Rawhide, is actually a Petco Foundation partner. We have drop boxes in Petco's across New York City. It's a great company to work with. I love them dearly. I'm actually bringing this story up for a very valid reason. At the end of the day, your pets are members of your family. So why would you treat them any differently than your children in terms of nutrition and wellness? So I hope that people continue to shop at Petco. Kylie and I do, of course. At the end of the day, I think this is an incredible move. It's a very risky and certainly brave move for Petco. But you got to look at the other side of the coin. Believe it or not, the healthier your pets are, the less expensive they become. It's no different than your children in that way. So by feeding them healthier, nutritious food, you're actually saving money. Now for a little Flashback Friday as we head into Thanksgiving week next week. 33 years ago today, this now holiday classic debuted.
Oh, you just made it.
They forgot one small thing.
Have yourself
I have a terrible feeling. Did you lock up?
let yourself be light.
Do we set the timers on the lights?
What else could we be forgetting?
Our troubles will be ours.
Kevin!
Home Alone starring Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, and Daniel Stern. It grossed over $476 million on an $18 million budget, and it certainly turned Macaulay Culkin into a household name. Brilliant movie and entertaining as hell for the entire family, to say the least. My name is Sean Patrick Hillman. I'm the CEO of hillSTORY Marketing. I'm also the editor-in-chief of the Daily Mix TV. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.